Hello and welcome back, friends. If you're new around here, I'm Big Gata. If you came looking for the sharpest tennis bets, you're right where you belong. Right now we're covering ATP, Chengdu, and Hangzhou. Maybe a little bit of Laver Cup too, so we'll see. But get into the comments, let me see what you're playing for round two, and keep your eyes peeled for my pinned comment if you'd like to follow me and play what I'm playing. If you do like the breakdowns of these matches, please give this video a like. It goes a super long way. Thank you for all that do. And if you're feeling generous for anything at all, there's a link where you can support, donate if you like to. And there's also a link to my free Discord if you'd like to join the party, see how we're rocking. We got a lot of good tips, a lot of good slips, a lot of good everything in between, news covering tennis and all types of good jazz like that. So get yourself involved. It's a free community. We'd love to have you. It's good stuff over there. And with that being said, what are we looking like for today? Now, there's only 4 matches we had last night. I didn't really take them all. Missed it. But today in Chengdu, we're going to have the other 4 that we're going to get into. And then we'll get into the 8 that take place in Hangzhou. But there's also the Laver Cup taking place in San Francisco. So I may touch in on that. There's like 3 matches. The Casper Ruud and Opelka match is already happening right now, but I think we know that's going to be a match I would have touched anyway. So we'll get into that maybe. If not, I will be getting into it in my Discord. So get yourself involved in the Discord, and that will be probably the best way to get the best bang for your buck. If I don't play anything on the pinned comment, it will be in my Discord. So go there if you want to have the bet for the Laver Cup. Without further ado, though, we can hop right into round 2, and we have Tien Griekspoor going against Taro Daniel in Chengdu in our first match of the second round. And this is going to be interesting, to say the least. Griekspoor has a 2-0 head-to-head record against Taro Daniel, starting back in 2022 in Winston-Salem in a straight set win, and then on the clay in Madrid last year and a 3-setter. Tien Griekspoor is on a 5-match losing streak, and Taro Daniel, crazy enough, was playing just as bad as Griekspoor, but now he seemingly is on a 3-match win streak. Oh. Sorry about that. So, just looking at the current performance, he did get through Coleman Wong, Billy Harris, and James Duckworth. That seems like it could be enough to get a set off of Tien Griekspoor, if not to just beat him. Now, we've been seeing a very, very iffy Griekspoor, but he's not bad, dude. He's not bad. I refuse to believe that he's bad at tennis. But he has the same amount of wins in the hard court as Taro Daniel, with 7 less losses. So, Daniel was 8-15. Griekspoor's 8-8. Still has a 9% win rate above him, with a 64% win rate on the hard court. And mind you, he's still having a good season, right? Like, he's 28-19. He's not having a terrible season. But Taro Daniel is 10-25. So it would be, if this is the time to get Tien Griekspoor to come back, this is the time to get him. Honestly, like, this is the time to get him back. A bit of a slower court he's going to be dealing with, which should go a bit out of his favor, because he does like to hit the ball hard. Taro Daniel hasn't dropped a single set. So, is he good for one here? It's minus 176. I would hate to touch Taro Daniel. Honestly, I don't put money on a guy who's 10-25. That's just not good for money. Even though he ended last season 32-33, not that great. 45-30, the season before that in 2023. I'm not sold on it, so I'm gonna just move on. Our next match is going to be McDonald going against Nicolas Basilashvili. And Mac has beaten him 4 times in a row. Basilashvili has never been able to beat this guy. That's crazy. They're about 16 ranks apart, and you can't beat them. That's just a little bit wild. They're both qualies so far in this tournament. They made it through qualies in the first round. Both of these guys have played 2-set matches and a 1-2-set match and 2 3-setters. So I would like the idea of this going to a 3-setter. It's only happened like once before. They don't seem to. McDonald beat the shit out of him in 2022, but in Miami, it did go to a 3rd set. So, and that was when they played in March of this year. I could see it being a little bit more of the same. I don't really care much for Mackenzie McDonald or Nicolas Basilashvili as far as betting goes. McDonald is 16-11, and Basilashvili is 14-10. Man, I'm still a bit pissed about how he sold us against Luciano Dargari, man. I know we bet, we move on, but that one really stung. That was like, how the fuck could you not beat this guy? How could you not beat this guy? So, that has me like, I'm staying away from the match all entirely. He should win, though. Mackenzie should win. Should being the key word there. He's the favorite at -172. I could see it going over a total amount of games. I bet it's just going to be at 22.5. That number I hate oh so much. I would move it down to 19.5 and play it as a parlay piece. It will definitely go 6-4, 6-4 minimally. Yeah. I don't really love the people that are playing in Chengdu tomorrow, to be quite frank with you. I'm not looking forward to watching them play tonight, but got to get through it. Next we have Lorenzo Musetti going against Dino Prizmic. The Italian and the Croatian going at it. Musetti is the favorite at -235, which should be no surprise to anyone. But we did get an upset from Prizmic, getting rid of Terence Ottman, which we did not see coming. 6-4, 6-3. And Musetti hasn't played since the U.S. Open. But both of them have been playing decently well. Prizmic made it to the first round but lost to Rublev in the U.S. Open, and then the quarterfinals was for Musetti, so we did see him playing pretty flipping well out in New York. Only started dropping sets to Gio and Yannick Sinner. Everybody else he got through pretty convincingly, which was Jaume Munar and Flavio Caboli and David Goffin. So, very impressive. If he is to ride that same momentum he was on, I could see him definitely getting through Prizmic and straights. Musetti is 11-8 so far this season. Prizmic is 8-3 on the hard court. He's got an 79% win rate on the hard court. That is, if there's one thing that would have told you that he would be beating Ottman, it would be that stat. But he only has 48 matches on the hard court. And he's now going from having to go against a top 100 player to going against a top 10 player. I don't think Dino Prizmic is beating a top 10 player tomorrow or later tonight. I just don't think that's happening. I'm more on that side of the argument than like is he playing well? Is Musetti bad right now? Like I just have a hard time believing that Prizmic is going to beat a top 100 player and then beat a top 10 player back to back. If so, we got to be looking at this guy a little bit closer. But my money's on Musetti to get it done here. Yeah. He couldn't get through Rublev, so if you can't get through Rublev, you're not going to be able to get through Musetti, who's a bit more polished day to day, right? So good luck to Prizmic, but I think we're going to get Musetti's money line on this one. All right, what's next? We have Alexander Shevchenko going against Giovanni Mpetshi Perricard. And Gio is the favorite at minus 205. That is interesting. He has beaten Shevchenko twice now. The Bordeaux Challenger is the only place they seemingly play on the clay challenger level in France. And Shevchenko's only been able to get one set, but they've played literally this year and last year. Literally a day apart. But Shevchenko is about 60 ranks below Gio. Gio did win in 3 sets against Misalic. Seemingly back into the flow of things. I would expect him to be getting another win here, going against Shevchenko. I would hope so, man. Shevchenko was about to beat Monfils, and Monfils retired. So, with the serve, how many aces did Gio have last game, though? Only had 9. 3 double faults. Misalic had 8. That's what did him in, honestly. Jeez. But first serve percentage at 68%. Won about 80% of his first serve points. And he broke. Look at that. Gio had what? He generated 13 break points. We got to bet on Gio now. Misalic couldn't have been in that bad a form for him to be playing like Jordan against him, right? He had 14 aces against Shevchenko on the clay this year. Hangzhou's a little bit... Oh, not Hangzhou. This is Chengdu. Chengdu's a little bit slower because it's a little bit wet, humid, and a little bit cold. It's not hot down there right now, so the ball could be a bit slower. But maybe something is maybe a bit similar to a clay court in the summers of Paris. Yeah, maybe it can be the same speed he's dealing with, but if that is the case, then Gio's winning again. You know what they say on tour, if you win and beat somebody 3 times in a row, you become their daddy. It is 2-0 for Gio. So let's see if he can get it done here. All right, and that gets through everything we have going on in Chengdu. We're going to pop right over to Hangzhou, where we have a pretty lengthy slate, but we're going to pop into it properly, as we always do. And our first match that we're going to be touching on is going to be our boy, one and only, Learner Tien, going against Gulio Zeppieri. I don't know. This is going to be obviously their first head-to-head, but Tien is now encroaching on the top 50 territory. He's ranked 54. Zeppieri is ranked 169, but he's been having quite an impressive run on the hard court this season with a 64% win rate. Still doesn't get close to Learner Tien with a 75% win rate. He's 17-8 this season, and Tien is 18-10, which is very close. He'll be what? He'll be 19-10 after this game, I would hope. And this guy will be 17-9. So they're very close on record, but 4 years and 105 ranks apart, I would expect Tien to be our guy to get it done. He did get through Navone, someone who he had a problem with in the past. Someone that beat him in straight sets. He came back and beat him in 3. The one thing I would like to see is how well this guy is serving. He had 10 aces on Fajing Sun. Zeppieri did. And then going against Dalibor Svrcina, he had 5 aces as well. Going against Liam Draxel, he had about 21 going against Liam Draxel. So he's got a good serve on him. But we know Learner Tien is one of the better defensive players out here. So we will continue to play our boy Tien. I will keep the hope here. Should be pretty easy. You know what I was gonna do today. You know the guy was playing. I got him as my future. But and he's playing at 11:30. I'll be wide awake for that. I'll be catching that. And we'll move right along to another match where I am excited for it, but god damn it. Basavareddy got through the match. He beat Marin Cilic. Medvedev hasn't played since the first round in the U.S. Open. He might just be here for the Masters at this point. Medvedev is not... He's not him anymore, man. He's not him anymore, I'm afraid. He's going to have to do some, like, unpredictable work. Mind you, he likes to play in Shanghai. He made it to the quarterfinals last year. He went to Beijing. He did not play in Chengdu. And he can still go play in both of those as it stands right now. I would not be surprised if he loses this match to Basavareddy. Basavareddy and Medvedev, man. So Medvedev is 12-9 this season on the hard court. Nisesh Basavareddy is 21-12. With a 68% win rate on the hard court. Medvedev with a 74%. If you're looking at him this year, I wouldn't even go that far. He is 27-18 this season. Nisesh is 26-22. You know it's crazy when they have Medvedev at minus 250 to beat a 20-year-old from America and his first Chinese tournament. Like, Nisesh is plus 198. I'm playing him on DraftKings today. You got me fucked up. And I will be seeing what he's like for a set. Minus 142 to get a set. Surely he doesn't snip the fuck out of Basavareddy. I don't see it happening. But I could, honestly. I mean, it is still Daniil Medvedev. Like, he can still snap into some form that we've been like, oh yeah, you do play like this, right? And like, just clap the cheeks of Basavareddy and send him right back home. So I like the idea of a spread being covered more than anything. And it looks like minus 400 is not terrible, but to get him for a set is a little bit risky to me. I don't think he loses 6-3, 6-3 to Medvedev. That's what I'm trying to say. And Basavareddy and Tien, those have been my two American boys in the challenger level that have been carrying me all the way through the ATP right now. They've made it all the way to this level. So if I do play either one of them, they'll probably be getting paired with each other. So those are going to be the evening matches, though. I'll be excited for those. I'll be streaming them both in my Discord this evening, so make sure you hop in and get yourself involved, because I will be in there to share that shit. But let's move along. But before we do that, I do want to actually see what Zeppieri does against lefties, because I did miss that one thing with checking up on that. Because I know he's lefty as well. So we'll see how he does against another lefty. But I know that Tien does decently well against other lefties. He beat Ben Shelton, so. The ones he beat were ranked over 200. He hasn't beat anyone in the top 100 or top 100, top 50. That's a lefty, so still staying with Tien there. Anyway, but Basavareddy, cover the spread is minus 400. I like it. I won't dwell too deeply on it either. You really just got to go with him while Medvedev's in this shitty form he's in. We just got to take advantage. Play Basavareddy on DraftKings if you feel comfortable. If you don't feel too comfortable playing his money line, I'll probably be playing him on DraftKings. I like the spread though, 5.5. We'll move on though. Next, we have the Battle of the Frenchmen. We have Corentin Moutet going against Arthur Cazaux. And this is going to be their second head-to-head. They played in the French Open 2 years ago on the clay, where Moutet ended up winning in 4. Moutet is also 12-9 this season with the same record as Medvedev. And then we have Cazaux, who is 9-10 on the hard court this season. But he has a 68% win rate. That is 13% higher than Moutet. On paper, he plays better on the clay. On the hard court. But couldn't qualify into the U.S. Open. Moutet already was seeded. So even though he lost in the first round, he did get to play in the main draw. (22-18) on the season for Cazaux and 31-22 on the season for Moutet. I like Moutet, man. You guys know I like Moutet. Let's see how Cazaux does against these lefties. Because that's really what we got to check into. He's decent against lefties. He beat Ben Shelton in Paris this year, so as the lucky loser. That's crazy. But lost it to Bilo and Monterino. So that makes me think that Moutet can also beat you. These courts in Hangzhou are going to be faster than the ones in Chengdu, and Cazaux has a pretty good serve. Only had 5 aces last game though. Pretty low first serve percentage as well. I would lean on Moutet here. I probably will play him on DraftKings as well. I could definitely see it being a bit close. Maybe getting Cazaux for a spread to cover. But I like Moutet. Yeah. I like Moutet. All right, next we have Tomas Etcheverry going against Rinky Dinky Hijikata. And this is going to be their first head-to-head, but I will tell you this. As convincingly as we saw Etcheverry in his last 2 matches in the Davis Cup, which no one really saw, but in Hangzhou against Damir Dzumhur, that was a pretty impressive win. I am usually expecting Dzumhur to take the second set after he loses the first, and that did not happen. Excuse me. And then we have Rinky, who's only dropped a set to Chris Eubanks so far, which is like, what? But been close to tie breaks in most games he's been playing, so I can see this match going over a certain amount of games for sure. It's at 22.5. I might alt it down. 19.5, maybe 21. But yeah, Hijikata's been playing pretty well. He hasn't dropped a set yet, so He's acing as well. He's playing some pretty good. He got broken 3 times and broke 4 times and still only won. That's crazy. And won in straights. Now, statistically, Etcheverry should be losing this match. He's not a hardcore player. He's been playing against other folks that play on the clay, but he has not been playing it. Whenever he plays against someone that does play on this surface, he loses. The last person that he beat that he wasn't supposed to beat was Zhang. Right? But he couldn't get through Felix. He couldn't get through Lehechka. But De Jong and Jumhor and Carabelli, these are all clay players, so it makes sense. Rinky isn't even the fucking favorite here. How disrespectful is that? Both of you guys got rid of Carabelli. I mean, Dinky just got rid of him in straights, so I think he can give a little bit of put some pressure on Etcheverry, man. I don't know who's gonna win this one. I'm gonna keep it real with you. I mean, I really think that it should be Hijikata that wins, but Etcheverry beat Jumhor, and Jumhor is really good to me. So Carabelli, I don't really think his game translates to the clay as well. So there's no here nor there. I might just skip this one, honestly. Flip a coin and whoever's on heads, I'll just put on my DraftKings slip. But I don't know with that one. And forgive me for not knowing, but I can only be confident about it, but so much. And we'll move on to our next one, which is going to be Yibing Wu going against Sebastian Korda. And this is going to be their first head-to-head. Yibing Wu has been playing decently well, beat Manarino, the lefty. A lot of lefties. Beat him in a 3-setter, though, and it was pretty close. And Sebastian Korda went against Adam Walton. That was also a pretty close match. It went to 21 games. See, that's why I hate that 22.5, man. Craziness. Anyway, I'd have to see the highlights again of how Korda was playing. But if he won in straights and Wu was giving up some of this, giving a setup to Manarino, then I could see Korda taking this piece of the pie, no problem. Korda is 11-6. That is 10 less losses, but the same amount of losses as Wu. He's 21-6, but Wu has 10 more wins in the season. So been playing a bit more actively, but when he is active, he is winning. Wu is technically playing better career-wise with a 63.9% win rate on the hard court, and Korda has a 62%. So Korda is the favorite at minus 205. It's been some time. So yeah, all of the tournaments in China this boy was taking place in. And back in 2018, Wu was all over China. He was in Chengdu. Couldn't be in Chengdu and Hangzhou at the same time, but he lost in the first round to Felix Auger-Aliassime back in 2017. That's irrelevant. But if you're losing to someone like that back then, and then now you're losing to people like Jeremy Kim, and that's it. Honestly, a lot of the people he's been playing, we don't really know. I mean, he beat Monfils and Popper and Moutet in DC in qualies, though. Like, it was all up until the third round. Once he got against someone like Medvedev, he lost so convincingly. It was like, what the fuck? And I think that Korda beats Medvedev at the top of his form. So, Sebastian Korda. I'm running with my American man, and I like how he been playing anyway. So I'm taking him today. I'm rocking with my boy. It's about time to start fucking with. We gotta start fucking with him again. All right. Next we have Andrei Rublev going against Valentin Royer, who just got rid of Kovacevic today. I told you, man. Kovacevic is just not on it right now, bro. Sad, but anyway, he won in 3 sets against Kovacevic. Once he won that tie break in the second set, it was pretty much up for him. Had a 2-0 lead in the third, and that pretty much dictated the rest of the match. He broke him in the very first game of the third. And then we have Rublev, who hasn't played since the 4th round and lost to Felix Auger-Aliassime in straights. God fucking damn it. Who remembers that? So. And then we have Royer, who's gone through Tien, Zeppieri, and Kovacevic. Rublev is 16-10 this season. Royer is 10-6. 34-20. Rublev 50-22. Royer mostly on the clay, but he's got a 65% win rate. He actually has a better win rate on the hard court than Rublev does. Rublev has a 65.88% win rate on the hard court, and Royer has a 65.69. I'm sorry, Rublev has a better record. So, very, very incrementally, Rublev is supposed to be the winner here. But will he be priced as such? No, he's minus 410 to win. I think that if this guy's serving this well, he can get a set. It's even money for Royer to get a set. We love to take Rublev, but he's too volatile. He's like the one guy people can kind of get their shit off on if he's not fully focused. And Rublev, what did he do in China last year? He went to Beijing, made it to the first round, somehow made it to the quarterfinals. Oh, sorry, no. He went to the first round, beat Pablo Carreño Busta, then beat Alejandro Davidovich Fokina in straights. Impressive. And then lost to Bu in straights in the quarterfinal. And then lost to Minsk in 3 and Shanghai. I can see more of the same happening here. Maybe he gets through this round, dropping a set. His first round set, he drops maybe the second set to Royer. And then wins in straights the next one. And then loses. Excuse me. Oh, so sorry. Oh, man. Yeah, he could lose the first or second set. Maybe get Royer to give up one. Or Rublev to give up one to Royer. I don't know here, but I think that Rublev should win. And he may give up a set. It could be a long match. The line's at 21.5. It could go over. I don't see why not. I would alt it down just to be safe because I hate the 20s. 19.5 is a good parlay piece. It's minus 215. I'm not mad at that, actually. Excuse me. We'll move on. We only have 2 more left, so let's get right through them. Our next match is going to be Alex versus Alex. We have Vukic going against Bublik. And this should be an interesting one. They have a 2-2 head-to-head history, with Bublik winning most recently in the Phoenix Challenger back in March of this year. And Vukic taking the Eastbourne win on the grass last year in London. But their head-to-head history on the hard court is split. 2022, Vukic won. 2025, Bublik won. I would say this year, and they're in Hangzhou where it's a bit faster. I think that, and given the information that we got from Bublik and his new podcast when he was talking to Nick Kyrgios, the boy is focused. He's focused. And I would love to see... Let me see if they have him up yet. They don't have him up just yet. But, honestly, if we don't get a win from him... I mean, if we don't get the title from Tien, probably we'll go to this guy. Maybe going to Bublik. But we'll see. Doesn't seem to be anything up here on FanDuel for that match. So let me see if I can find something on DraftKings. Bublik is the favorite at minus 250. Bro, he retired in the Davis Cup match in the tiebreak and then started losing 0-3. I don't know what the fuck that was about, but he played in Korea, and I think that I don't know what the fuck that was about, but he lost to Sun Woo Kwon. And Vukic just got through David Goffin, so I would definitely be looking a bit closer at the stats of the Vukic match. Goffin had 13 aces on him, and it didn't matter. He broke him 3 times still. So that's something to think about going against a Bublik who retired in his last match. With no match details. Son of a bitch. So I don't even know how many aces there were there. Let me see if I can find it somewhere else. Yeah, there's like no stats on that match whatsoever. It's so weird. Anyway, I think Bublik should win, but if he does win, he might drop a set. So I could be wrong there, but that's what I think. Last but not least, we have Dalibor Svrcina going against Zhang. And this is going to be their first head-to-head. 23-10 on the hard court for Svrcina with a 43-24 record this season, and then 2-7 for Zhang this season on the hard with a 4-9 record. But on his best day, which was last year, around this time, he was ranked 31 in the world, currently ranked 192. Going against Svrcina, who on his best day was ranked 97. So we did just see him get rid of Berrettini, who hadn't played in months. So that wasn't very surprising to me, but him winning, that was huge. And then Zhang got rid of Bu, 2 tie breaks in the third set. So going to be an interesting one. I would say the guy that beats Berrettini may have a better edge, but the guy who is got the home court advantage may have the bigger edge. I don't think he had to play against. Yeah, Svrcina hasn't had to play against anyone Asian in Asia yet, so this may be a bit of a outweighed situation with when it comes to crowd and support mid-match. During the match, it might be a little bit heavier for the Zhang side. Safe to say. Just last year, though, I mean, just looking at the record, Svrcina's record is just better. He has, over 50 wins and under 25 losses over the past 2 seasons? That's pretty good. I would kind of go with... I would take him for a set. At the very least. I'd take him for a set. So, that's everything we have for today. That's a lot. I actually have a lot of shit. So, that's a lot of bets. If you guys do like what I'm playing, please play along with me. I will go through them all and see which ones I like the most and update you all with that info. Yeah. Other than that, I will be catching you all tonight. Oh, we can talk about Laver Cup. Let's talk about Laver Cup. Looks like Casarou took the first set from Opelka. Obviously, we saw that happening. He broke him. Then we have Minchik going against Mickelson. All right, so let's look at that. This is going to be their first head-to-head, and it's going to be indoor hard courts, no wind. Mickelson plays very well in the indoor hard courts, but recently I had to put my shillings on Minchik, man. He's just a more complete player, in my opinion. More athletic, better skill set. I would go with Minchik money line today. And then we have Flavio Caboli and João Fonseca. What are we going to do with this one, guys? Caboli did beat Fonseca earlier this year on the clay. 2 tie breaks were required, though. So, if there's anything, I will go over the total games. I think the line is at probably 20.5. Yeah, it's plus money. That's good. That's good. I'd even go to 23 on this one. Just to say fuck it. I think it might go to 23, but 20.5 is plus money, so we'll keep it there. I do like that. That's a good parlay piece, and it's some good smoke level. Some good smoke. So, I guess we can, if you guys really want me to go into it, I'll go into it, but there's the doubles match as well, right? Alcaraz and Minchik going against Fritz and Mickelson. Neither of these guys play doubles, so this is just more of a coin flip on who you think is going to get it done here, right? So, yeah, I don't fucking know. It's even money. I would put my money on Carlos. So, out of the 4 players that are playing, my money is going to go on Carlos. Just a little fun bet for you guys for the Laver Cup, but that's all I got for you all today. I'm not going to keep talking your heads off, but I'm off tomorrow. I'm off the next day, and I'm off the next day. So, we will be getting to it at appropriate times of the day. Hopefully, you guys will be catching these videos in time to play things. Make sure you guys do pop into my Discord. It's free. As I keep telling you, it's free. I'll be streaming the matches for Laver Cup and for ATP Chengdu and Hangzhou today. Get yourself involved. I'd love to have you. It's a big deal to have you in here. So make yourself a bigger deal and get up in the swamp of my free Discord. I will catch you guys all tomorrow. Be well. Let me see what you're playing in the comments, and I'll see you soon. Peace.